Jack, what are your takeaways from the second outing?
Started off really good. Fastball command got a little sloppy the last couple innings. So a lot of good things. Wasn't good the whole time though.
How's the body feel? How's the arm feel after during it?
Really good. Especially for this time of year, it's feeling good.
How do you feel like you bounced back with those long innings? I mean, it's not something you probably expected, but like with all the runs being scored and sitting a long time.
Yeah, I guess for just your pitching standpoint, it's not ideal, but it's probably good to get used to it. It makes it a little more difficult. So it's not like the best circumstances, but it's fine. I mean, yeah.
Do you want one of those at bats in that long first inning?
Nah, I just focus on pitching this year.
Zach, when you say you feel good for where we're at, you mean 2 starts in or this close to opening day?
Yeah, probably. Like the endurance is pretty good for 2 starts in. All the pitches have been sharp at times, and yeah, probably it's a little bit short, but I feel pretty good for 2 starts in.
What do you need now with 10 days until opening day? Do you yourself as stretching out even more?
Ideally, yeah, probably throw as much as you can the next time, maybe 85 pitches or something, and hope to throw more innings than I did today, and then be ready to go around that again the next time out.
Were you focused on working on just like the inner half to right-handed hitters, or it seemed like maybe there was a lot of work on that side? I don't know if it was purposeful.
A little bit. Early on, I was locating it good, and then later on, I wasn't locating it as good. So it doesn't matter really where I throw it, just as long as I locate it in or away.
I don't know the accuracy of the scoreboard radar, but it seems like your fastball is up a few ticks. Is that by design?
Feeling good. It's probably up a little bit. I'd rather be up and then back off a little and get my command my next start or two than have command and have my fastball not where. It's usually pretty easy for me to back off and command better. That's kind of what I'm saying. So maybe that's why the command got a little bit worse the second half of the game.
You were looking for a main reporter, so I arrived.
Yeah, you look the same.
Good to see you.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you.
We were just talking to Whit. How ready are you? Because today sure does seem to say that you are.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you're never really ready. I don't know. It's just kind of weird. It's all personal and how you feel. I mean, because for me right now it's kind of day by day. But no, I think today was a step in the right direction. Just been working on getting my depth right. Letting the ball travel a little farther, and today off that lefty, I was able to do that. So I was happy with it.
Day by day with the swing, how's the body?
Oh yeah, the body feels good. The swing, it's just facing more pitching, just getting used to it again, and the more I see it, we got 8 games left or something like that, the more I feel comfortable. So I feel pretty good.
You said letting the ball travel. The fact that you got one to center and one left center, is that encouraging? That good
Yeah, big time. In my at-bats, a few games ago, or pretty much every game, I feel like I've rolled over a few to second base, or more so just been hitting the ball on the ground, which is not what I'm trying to do. So it was nice to hit a line drive and see it go a little bit.
How many at-bats would you like in spring training going into the season?
Typically, I feel like around 40, but I've never had a spring training like this. So, if we get off to a hot start, I might say 15. So we'll see what happens.
What's the difference then, like walking into this clubhouse this year compared to the start of last year?
I think I'm familiar with everybody in here now. From the top down. Obviously spent a lot of time with everybody in here last year, so get to know them personally, get to know their families a little bit, and so coming back to that, and it's a more comfortable feeling, knowing people, post from last year, which which I was extremely lucky that these guys took me in the way they did. So, yeah, happy to be back in here with these guys going out there every day.
What do you think of this lineup? Seems like you're firmly planted there right behind Salvi, protecting the big fella.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I've always said, I mean, it doesn't matter. I don't care wherever I hit as long as I'm in there. But, no, I mean, you know, the lineups, it can be extremely dangerous, I think, from the top to bottom. I mean, guys know what they can do and what their role is, kind of. So, you know, as long as everybody just sticks to that, it can be extremely dangerous.
How happy would you be if this was the offense that showed up in 10 days?
No, it'd be huge. I mean, shoot, 19 runs like today, we'll take that any day. But I think it just goes back to just sticking with the player you are and not trying to do too much. So, yeah, today everybody was doing that, so it was nice to see.
Yeah. I mean, 19 isn't necessarily, you know, something that you guys expect, but what do you think in an ideal situation this offense looks like the identity of this offense?
Shoot, I don't know yet. I mean, we'll see what happens and what kind of lineup they roll out there on opening day, but fast, can, you know, spray the ball over the field, and obviously, you know, got guys in the middle lineup, Salvi and Santana, and guys that are going to run a lot out there. So, you know, with Witt leading off, and, you know, if Bobby Witt's hitting second, and, you know, obviously like Nicky hitting ninth, I mean, it's just a bunch of speed. It's gonna be fun.
How would you say Greinke pitched today?
That was fun to play behind him. That was the first time I, you know, been on that side of the ball, you know, with him. So I'm just watching him, you know, pinpoint here and there, and just for every pitch, it's fun to watch.
It's more fun than facing him.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. He'll put you in a blender for sure. Yeah.
You mentioned your swing and going the opposite way, that sort of thing. Is it really kind of the first day or first few days that you've been able to feel that coming in here?
Yeah. I mean, there was the second game, I think, where I got a base hit up the middle, and then I grounded out pretty sharply to shortstop, and that was a feeling I was hoping to have the 3 games in between today. But, you know, at least we got back to it today and try to keep doing that moving forward.
Your mechanics is a continuation of what you've been trying to do for the past year or so. We talked a lot about that last spring.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you know, just continuing to work with Mabes and Terry, and just understanding how to use my lower half. And honestly, for me, what I'm trying to improve on from last year is just pitch selection. I mean, I feel like I'll get myself out a lot of times just by swinging out a stupid pitch. But I did that today, actually, 3-1, my third at bat. But so far this spring, I've been pretty pleased with that.
Thank you.
All right, man.
And to stay in and just doesn't make sense. He was just tight. Trainers feel good about it. Probably have him back in tomorrow.
I was gonna say, what did you like most about what you saw offensively in the first inning? Just obviously a little bit of everything.
Yeah, I mean, hard contact. Really, you know, threw about 4 sets of at bats for the lineup. They did a great job of kind of bringing to the middle of the plate and getting pitches they could work with, talking about trying to get counts in our favor, and they did that, and then had swings for damage, but all the way across the board, they're 1 through 9 there, everybody looked really good. And, we even bring in Ollie, and he jumps right in right from the top too. So it was a great day. Unfortunately, Groundwell's got Salvi a couple of times, and we throw a couple more home runs in that box score, but really happy with how the guys went about their at-bats today.
For Benny, he said he was focusing on lifting the ball more, you know, not the ground outs or whatever. For him to be able to do that twice, both center and opposite field, seems like his swing's in a good place now.
Yeah, that's when he's driving the ball that way. We talked about that sometimes at the K. He got a little disappointed where he was smashing some balls early in the spring and wasn't getting quite the carry. And as the summer heated up, it seemed like ball was carrying for him better that way. But right now, he hit both those balls really good, and it's his swing. I think it was always in Boston where he was at his best too, as he was using that opposite field gap to kind of be his aiming spot, and he still can pull the ball. But just an overall really nice swing path right now.
But what do you think of how Zack threw it today?
Thought he was great. Yeah, easily could have got out of that with a little less of that damage. But I thought he was right on. The breaking ball was sharp, used it a lot, stole some strikes, got some swings on it, located fastballs it's fun to watch him because you know what he's trying to do. When he elevates, when he wants to elevate, he expands when he wants to expand. We talked about how all of our pitchers have really sat behind and watched his bullpens, and they're a display of pitching, and he knows what he wants to do, and when he executes, he typically gets good results. I thought he was very good today.
Amir making his spring debut. I'm a little bit out there, but what do you think of him?
Yeah, it's just good to have him out there, and we've been excited to have him a part of what we're doing, and even seeing the right-handers against that slider. It's a devastating pitch, and he's got a good fastball too, and just a good mix. Got a great presence, and it's just going to be a good addition to our club.
Thanks.
Thanks.
All right,
Thank you.
guys.